I'm just an out-of-town guest today. This is Takoda. He's our featured wolf today. Takoda means friend to everyone. And the top title today is Love, We Need It Now. Now last week was the face of love, and of course that was the face of the puppy. Wakan means sacred. But out of all of our babies, this one, friend to everyone, unconditionally has not met someone he doesn't like. And a lot of talk has come up this week for some reason about what love is, what love isn't. How do you know what it is? How do you measure it? How do you know it's real? And not just between couples, but between peoples and societies and what we're doing with each other and families and things like that. So he was just the perfect wolf to start with that way. So if you want to know what love looks like, and whenever I get in question, I go to this one. Because all the other ones, they have particulars. You know, they have their personalities, all of them. But he exudes and is the epitome of what love should be, which is completely unconditional and hi. What's going on with you today? And I'm here. And I remember you. And I think that that's what it is that he sees you, he looks at you, and he knows if you're hurting, he knows if you're happy, he knows if you're scared, he knows if you're injured. And he's there. Now he's also very, very clear about what he wants from you. Because he will come up and go nose to nose and say, I'm here. Do you see me? And then he'll take his paw and he'll say, okay, you're supposed to touch me now. You're supposed to love on me now. I'm in the room. I gave it to you. You give it to me. It's very clear. I had a lot of relationships in my life where there were question marks on it. You know those? You know? Where I would say, oh, I met this person and I have feelings for him, or so-and-so, or I have this friend and we have feelings and we hang out, but then there's, you know what I mean? You can feel the question mark on it. Or you're happy that you're in it, but then there's always, like, you'll see it you'll see the truth in other people seeing you together. You see what I mean? Anybody had that experience? And you can see it in families too. Families at odds. You can tell whether the brothers and sisters, Taya and Katrina, they don't even, without a word, you can tell if there's an upset going on. Not a question mark about love, but a question mark about whether or not there's some simpatico or there's some connection. That has been broken, that has been shattered. Sometimes it's just stretched a little too far. But we kind of live in a world with either or. And so I want to talk about that today. Love must not suffocate, but breathe on its own. There's no wolf more in touch with his identity than this one. Now Shadow was like that too. Alaska looks a lot to us for her, you know what I mean, for her needs, for her identity. You know, they all have their own different personalities, but if we're striving to grow in a certain way about knowing who we are and claiming who we are and having that, you know, unmistakable stance of your identity when you show up in a room, you know, then this is it. And that's design. So right wherever you are, let's start with our meditative prayer and song. For those of you who haven't seen it or don't know it, just join in. But for those of you who are sitting or wherever you're standing, just know that right where you are, you don't have to hold on to yourself. If you're in a chair, it has you. And the gravity on the earth has that chair, so you cannot fall. You got here, you're on time. You are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, we are held in the hands of grace. We are held in the hands of grace, forever safe in the arms of love. Like a child receives protection from a mother's warm embrace, we are held in the hands of grace. We are held in the hands of grace. Here's what I know, standing here in front of you in this room, and the energy in it, I know that there is an intelligent force, a life force that flows in and around and through us and is in every living cell of our being. I call it God. The Native Americans call it the Great Mystery. Other people call it a higher power. Whatever it is for you, it is an intelligent, creative force. And it created all of us and every living thing, mathematically perfect in every single way. And so it is divine. I claim it as divine. I know for you and I claim for you and myself that the divinity, the divine purpose of your beingness in this lifetime is filled with a love of the creative spirit inside of you. And that we as human beings gather together in community, needing each other and working together with each other to create a loving environment so that each person can fulfill its divine destiny, its divine purpose, using its creative talents in every single way. I know it, I claim it, I am so grateful for it and this knowledge, and just be able to stand here and share it with you. So I release this knowing that the law of love, the laws of the universe, the law of cause and effect, the law of everything possible into infinity, that this is true for me and it's true for you. And I say, and so it is. You can say, and so it is. Amen. Namaste. Aho. Whatever embodies it for you. So, as far as we can discern, the sole purpose of human existence is to kindle a light in the darkness of mere being. That's Carl Jung. I'm going to talk about him a lot today. You guys know who Carl Jung is? So if you don't know, he lived at the same time as Freud. And he was a psychological engineer. You know what I mean? Understanding the human psyche. But he had an incredible spiritual take on our humanity, our minds, and who we are as part of the universe. But I'm going to talk about Carl Jung a lot because throughout my lifetime, when I need to get back to connected to truth. You know, there's a difference between the truth and what you believe. What you believe could be wrong. Could be the truth as you have seen it, but not necessarily the truth. So what then is the truth? So I'm going to talk about that a bit today. But the truth as I see it is the only way that to know the truth is within you. and the confidence of your knowing of yourself. Because the only truth that I know of is the truth of who you are and how that's being informed by your higher self and not elsewhere, and not by a belief system, and not by something over here, and not by something you were told that doesn't feel right to you. It's scary to think of it that way because we're reaching out sometimes for the truth. What do I know? I'm lost. I don't know where to go. I have no idea. And every single spiritual, ancestral, ancient wisdom tells you one thing, that the answer is within. The kingdom of heaven is within your own being, and that's where the truth is. It's not anywhere else for anyone else to say. So Sarah, our beloved Sarah here, came to me one day and she said that there's a song that she sings when she leaves here that reminds her and makes her feel like it feels like to be here. So I listened to it and I said we should sing it together. I didn't realize it was a really hard song. I was like, oh, this is fun. Let's sing this, and I'm completely out of my depth to make it happen. And then Natalia, Martin, Mary's granddaughter, was here visiting last night, and I said, can you help me learn my song? And she knew it like 5 minutes. So I said, will you sing with us? So, here to sing Ho Hey with me is Sarah. Say your last name and spell McBrearty. And Natalia. Martin is coming to join me. So welcome them.
All right.
I've been trying to do it right. Hey, I've been living a lonely life. I've been sleeping here instead. Hey, I've been sleeping in my bed. I've been sleeping in my bed. Hey. Hey, so show me family. All the blood that I will bleed. I don't know where I belong. I don't know where I went wrong, but I can write a song. I belong with you, you belong with me, you're my sweetheart. I belong with you, you belong with me, you're my sweetheart. Standing next to me. Hey! I belong with you, you belong with me, you're my sweetheart. I belong with you, you belong with me, you're my sweetheart. Love, we need it now. Let's talk for a song.
when you listen to the lyrics and started to get to know the lyrics, this is a pretty neat song. They're very cheery and bleeding out, you know. But sometimes when we love, we risk a lot. And it's hard. This life of love and choosing love and risking your heart. You know, in the song, he's been sleeping instead of living. He's been sleeping instead. He's trying to do it right, which means trying to not hurt again, not to get hurt again, not to go where he's going to get a broken heart again. It's a pretty interesting song. So it's true, when all is said and done, grief is the price we pay for love. Because sometimes it doesn't always last in this physical form. So it hurts. It hurts us. And sometimes we don't have, you know, the confidence I was talking about with Takoda. You know, sometimes we don't have that confidence to know that we are enough as we are to carry on. The shattering of a heart when being broken is the loudest quiet ever. Everybody knows that one too, right? Love is never supposed to hurt. Love is supposed to heal, to be your haven from misery, to make living worthwhile. And it is. Otherwise, we would choose not to do this. But it does not necessarily eradicate the feelings along the way that come and go, the experiences that come and go, the losses that come and go, the mean friends that come and go, you know, the relationships, the family dynamics that never get repaired. Because we choose not to love in that situation. We choose to be right in our belief about that person and hang on to it at our own demise. A lot of times. Because it takes a lot of energy to hate inside your body. It takes a lot of energy to hate. Oh. Sometimes you can't help it. It's been years having to try and breathe through and put light in a place where I just want to rip someone's face off. You know? Only to find out that I'm waking up without even knowing it unconsciously. I'm in the shower having a fight with that person in my head. I realized I was doing that for almost 5 years with this one man. That's how I started my day until I started to think about what I was thinking about. No wonder I was lonely, unhappy, miserable. And life was a struggle and the days were long. But I read something that made me ask, what am I thinking about when I first get up in the morning? And that's when I found out the truth. Talk about the truth, you know, being honest with yourself. And I go, no way, that man is still not in my head. Oh my gosh, I'm in the shower with him every morning. Now, just because I was aware of it didn't make it go away that fast. Because I was still really angry. Really angry, and underneath that really hurt. Because the love I expected from him is not what he gave me. And then the truth of that is the knowing of the truth that I didn't have for myself. If I was still waiting for that. If I was still expecting that and depending on that for my heart to heal. Because I didn't understand what love was. So I didn't know it in my heart yet. I knew the truth of it. I knew what it felt like when I felt it. But I didn't understand the ramifications of it for myself. until really late in life. And so I'm hoping that's not true for people who come in here. And, now here's the other thing. Love hurts when it changes us too. Do I need to say that again? It's a very simple sentence. Love hurts when it changes us. Because one day you wake up and everything that is around you is a lie. And in order to have the love that you need for yourself, you have to walk into a whole nother life. And you don't know where that's going to go. And it's really frightening because you've loved yourself now enough to get that you're in the wrong place, in the wrong environment, with the wrong people, the wrong job, whatever it is, in the wrong state, in the wrong country. And it's time to step into your own light, and yet you don't recognize it because you haven't seen it in a long time. And your task in community with like-minded people is, hopefully, so you're not doing it on your own in the bedroom like the song, you know what I mean? That you're not lying in your bed alone in your light, trying to figure out whether you're worth it or not. To stay in mystery and stay in adventure instead of staying in fear. She's okay. Because that's scary. It's a scary place to be, to love yourself for the first time in a long time. You want to sing? You want to sing? Can you want to sing with me later? Can we sing later?
Yeah.
Can you be patient? Good. I have a perfect song for you. You can sing with me, okay? Yeah. You can deny and avoid the truth, but you cannot destroy the truth. Nor can you make the lie true. You must know that love will always uncover the truth. That's right. Now I'm not going to encourage, you know what I mean, her not being still, whatever, because that's what she's being told to do. But that's right. She wants to sing. She wants to sing, and she can't wait. No, she can't. But you know, that's great. That makes me cry. That makes me want to live and point that out. The life inside of her. Look what that song inspired in her. Look what music and creativity gave to her. Look what artistry did to the spirit in this little girl. Now, you're probably all sitting there with it, but you know, you've been socialized to sit and wait for me. And be polite.
Okay.
Would you like to sit up here with me?
You want to sit here with her?
I have a chair just for you.
Okay.
Okay?
If my A is so special, I like my movie is done. I'm doing my show. My show is good. Okay. We have a test for me, and I really like my music. And I like a one, and I know the left. I like a Lego. My iris. I did Lego. Hello. 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 What do we do today? Guys, what do we do today? Let's pretend. You shall love your neighbor as yourself.
about
Presenting the next YouTube sensation.
Thank you.
Good job.
Love your neighbor. Did you hear that?
No.
Love your neighbor. What a great song. Thank you for singing that for me. Okay. We're going to be done for the song for a moment.
Okay.
Yes. And the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. That's Anais Nin. Ooh. And the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk to blossom. You know, it's no good to be a butterfly if you're going to live in the cocoon. I mean, it's part of that, you know what I mean? And if you allow the sun and you allow nature to actually help bring that experience to life, flowers open so fast. Flowers open so fast. It's an amazing thing to watch spring happen around this property and watch things open up. Like yesterday they were a bud and today they're completely full. Or to watch a flower happen and then 2 days later it's full with leaves. It happens so fast. And we could have those kinds of transformations. Those kind of transformations are really important. So show me, family. That's the bleeding part. Of the disappointment of love. Love is the best school, but the tuition is high and the homework is painful. Yikes! Carl Jung, we cannot change anything unless we accept it. Condemnation does not liberate, it oppresses. You cannot be hateful to yourself and grow. You can't be condemning everybody else around you and grow. The only true insight and the only truth that is happening is inside of you when you're connected to the loving divine nature in yourself. Part of avoiding thoughts about something was not encouraging opportunities for the something that makes itself felt. Avoiding your feelings does not change the truth. Ah, wouldn't that be great? But it doesn't take away anything. It just delays the process of the truth of who you are. There were many times in my life where someone said this to me, you're like a walking open wound. I've never forgotten it because I felt like that. So it was being seen. But I believed it was who I was. And I think we get stuck like that, especially when we get so hurt. And there's nothing or no knowledge of love to replace it. And you can perish emotionally, physically, in every single way if you don't understand love. Because it comes from you. It's not absent from you. It was born in you. Life so often becomes determined, relentless avoidance of pain of one's own, of other people's. But sometimes pain had to be acknowledged and even touched so that one could move into it and through it and past it, or else destroyed by it. It takes a lot of courage. There's a book I had to do. It's a workbook called The Courage to Heal. Think about it. And anybody who has taken any kind of journey like that to overcome anything debilitating in your life, do you know what I mean? Knows it takes a lot of courage to live through that pain because you are worth it. And it probably even takes more courage to start that process, even if you don't think you're worth it. But you're worth it, or you wouldn't be here. There is no accident of birth. Avoidance is paying forward that which I would be much wiser to pay off. Sorry guys, I'm dyslexic too, and I've been sleep deprived because of this. I've been barely reading this thing. Like, hello! So sorry for the stumbling, but I'm a bit giddy and a bit wiped out. But I do know what I'm talking about. I'm going to read that again because it's very good. Avoidance is paying forward that which I would be much wiser to pay off. There are many good seeds in you, therefore you must avoid every bad soil in the world. If those people who saw me as a walking open wound could see that, then everybody can see each other for where you are right now, what's going on with you. That is a loving thing to do, to acknowledge that in another person, whether it makes them cry or not. And you have to be careful of where you do it so that the boundaries are okay, do you know what I mean? Where it's a safe place. So we have these seeds of love, we have these seeds of humanity, and you can get to choose which soil you plant it in and where you put those seeds. And just like springtime, they will grow and blossom. I was introduced by Mary and Antoinette this week, and Natalia has offered to bring me a lot of movies because she thinks I've been severely deprived. She told me I have to bring some movies to you because you have to catch up. One of them was Finding Neverland. You guys know that movie?
Yes.
We watched it yesterday. And but Carl Jung says this: without this playing with fantasy, no creative work has ever yet come to birth. The debt we owe to the play of the imagination is incalculable. So basically what he's talking about is that you have to create. And we call people like that artists, you know? Like Kim wants to do a journaling workshop here because she's an artist. Everybody has some artistic in them, whether you suppressed it or not because you were told it was a frivolous thing to do with your life, and that you're not. It's I'm busy, but everybody I know in this room is an artist of some kind, and makes something, and it is your salvation. Carl Jung, in order to treat children, he would have them draw their situation. Because they can't articulate what they're going through. But a picture painted 1,000 words and would give him the information he needed, the subconscious telling of their truth, so that he could treat them properly and care for them that way. And when you don't think you can get out of bed, you can write a song, like the song says. I don't know where I belong, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, I don't know if I did it right, but I can write a song. It's my favorite part of that whole thing. And then Sarah comes to me today, come. This is what she did from last week to this.
Oh.
Look at that baby puppy. Look at the baby puppy. Isn't it perfect?
So awesome.
Look at the baby. Isn't that perfect? Look, it's perfect. Isn't it like perfect? Baby, you're life size too.
It's getting huge.
Now show him the other one. This is his cousin. This is his cousin. Great. Perfect.
That's amazing.
I also want to tell on her. Sorry. She approached me with a song, and I said, "Do you want to sing it with me?" And she goes, "Yes, but I can't sing."
You did wonderful.
Yeah.
You did.
She goes, "I'll sing it with you, but I can't sing." But she was so sure that she was going to sing with me.
I know. That's courage.
That's courage. That's courage. Step into your light. Step into your light, whether you think you can or not. I know you're speaking. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Jamie Sands, I read a lot about her because of the Native American influence. And she says this: "You have worked hard to become all that you can be. And that effort is a rare gift. The healing that all human beings can expect along the red road of physical life is available when you celebrate life and give thanks for the truth. No matter what it is, no matter what it feels like. Truth is the final destination of any seeker's path. When the truth is found inside the self, there is no need to look further." Yeah, the truth is I have all my teeth now. Bangs and everything. They're not as long as they're gonna get, but they're all in.
Ready to start.
Yeah. It's a wakami. To remind us all how sacred we are. Yes, that's his purpose here. He came to us so that every time you see him, you know that this is a sacred space. But you are a sacred space. So anyway, thank you so much for your generosity of spirit that come here and listen to me when I'm batty. And also to all the gifts that people bring. Our gift shop here is a way to support us. If you like, Mary and Teresa and Margie have made all these handmade items along with other people who have gifted these things, and it's donated directly for the care of the wolves. I want to thank Ashley for all the hard work that she does and puts things online for us. I want to thank Sarah and Natalia for singing with me. For Antoinette for being my right-hand nursing partner. He's allowed me a couple of hours of sleep a night for the last 2 days. Like as usual, for those of you who haven't been here before, we have a burden basket. So if you want to write your burdens and put them in the basket, I will burn them with prayer for you. And then last week, Eddie's idea introduced the joy jar. Because he told me, he goes, "You have a burden basket, but you don't have a gratitude basket." And it was so full last week that there was no room for any more you know what I mean? So it's a great idea. And it's on the opposite end. The burden basket is over here and the joy jar is over there. And I read all of them, and most of them were that you were really grateful for the wolves. Almost every single paper. So thank you so much. And also for anyone who can afford it and can afford to give us a financial donation, that really is appreciated. Alaska's doing phenomenal, by the way. She had surgery a week ago Tuesday. She had a major open. She got an 18-inch scar on her belly. And yet she woke up about 4 days ago and looked at all the other wolves and said, "The baby's mine, back off." She doesn't go anywhere without the baby. Today she's probably really upset with me. But she's doing really great, but that surgery, put us behind a lot. And anyway, we are really grateful for all the help that you give us and the participation in coming. And allowing me to share what I know. So, We're going to finish with my last song. You're going to come sing with me. Come. So, you are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. Keep singing, keep creating, keep writing, keep drawing, keep dancing. Say goodbye. Goodbye.